Hello and welcome to another LEGO review video. My name is Brickvon. Today we are looking at set 7890 Ambulance, part of the LEGO City line for ages 5 to 12. This came out in 2006 and retailed for $8 US. Currently it sells for about 32 American dollars or 43 Australian dollars new on Bricklink, and it consists of 118 parts. On the back, we see the features of this build, no alternative builds, and we have a little bit of text at the back just telling us that this is designed for easy building and instant play. I like the photos they have on the side, it's very nicely done. I was lucky to get this on eBay for $40 including shipping. Now let's open it up and see what's on the inside. So inside we have a sticker sheet, instruction booklet, and 2 bags, no numbered bags, just 2 bags. And let's build. Here are the spare parts that I got in this set. Got a black droid arm, black antenna, and this 1x1 trans red tile. I believe I might be missing a few more spare pieces because there are some other 1x1 parts that are used in this build. I don't know if they fell out of the bag or I just didn't receive them at all. I believe there should be a trans blue cheese slope and a trans 1x1 plate also as a spare part, and also this should also be a spare part for the set. Firstly, before we get to the back of the instructions, I'd like to point out that the instructions are a little different compared to how they are now. I know this was a thing for all the sets back then, but I just forgot about it until I was just flipping through this one. So we don't get that box that's in the top left corner that indicates what pieces are required for the build. Also the renderings of these the models here are just a little different compared to how they are done now. So we have another, oh actually no, here's the alternate build of the set. Didn't know that they would include it inside the instructions rather than on the back of the box. Honestly thought this was a little ad for a different set, but looking at it now I realized that it is an alternate build. And here are the other sets of the city line of that year. We've got construction, fire response, and police. Some classic sets from over 10 years ago. We have an ad for a Lego Club and a Lego Shop at Home. The website has definitely changed over the 13 years that have passed. And here we have the usual win page, and I would have loved to have won some of these sets. Oh, and we have more sets from this line. We've got airport and medical response or ambulance. We've got a whole other bunch of medical response vehicles by the looks of it that are all part of the same hospital. And now let's have a look at the minifigure. The legs don't have any printing. However, the torso has some very fine and detailed prints. As you can see, it has a buttoned shirt or a buttoned coat with some very fine creases near the buttons and shading on the pocket and collar. You could even see an undershirt that he's wearing, and the emblem on his chest has a very fine rod of Asclepius within its printing. It's very nicely done, this shirt. It's a little photorealistic compared to a lot of other prints now, because a lot of prints, even if they're detailed, they tend to be a very like, I guess, simplified and minifigurized. Whereas this has an element of realism to it, which makes it stand out. Obviously no arm printing, unfortunately no back printing. And as you can see, there's no second face expression. Comes with a blue cap. There's the head print. It's a very common head print with the sunglasses. The sunglasses are printed with some very reflective metallic silver. The minifigure comes with this light grey suitcase piece. However, I feel like for the sake of this set, it's more of a metal container. Finally, this minifigure, in terms of the combination of legs, torso, head and hat piece, is unique. It only comes in this set. However, all these parts are very common. It's just the combination of these parts that makes this minifigure unique to this set. First up, we have a sort of monitoring device, I guess, to check his vitals. This is built up on some droid arms and can be left upright like that. It's a good height for a minifigure to be accessing the information on it. Next up, we have the stretcher. I've never got a stretcher piece before. Didn't realize it came with wheels. That's something that was new to me, or at least an approximation of wheels. They don't actually roll. The connection between these two pieces just don't seem right to me. You could feel there's a strong amount of friction in its connection, and it sometimes seems like the parts don't line up properly. It's able to stand upright and also able to lie down. It also comes with an oxygen bottle built on one of the handles of the stretcher. And finally, the ambulance itself. I haven't applied the stickers to this build. It's because the pieces that require the stickers, I personally have some other uses for them outside of this build. But just to run through where the stickers would be located, there would be the big one placed right here in the center of the roof. We have the two smaller emblems on the side panels, and we'll have these two stickers, the parallel horizontal white lines, placed along these transparent panel pieces. These are one of the large stickers that get placed across two pieces. So that's what I mean by it would restrict my usage of these pieces, because I'll have to have them right up against each other. Also, I'm not a big fan of placing stickers across multiple parts. So this ambulance build fits in well with a lot of other Lego 6-wide vehicles. Even without its stickers, it is instantly recognizable as to what it is supposed to be, which is also another reason why I don't feel like the stickers are very necessary. You could access The driver's seat from the top, there's no side doors. And as you can see, there is a steering wheel and a driver's seat. What is interesting about this driver's seat, it's supposed to be the same blue as steering wheel. These parts are supposed to be the same blue. However, as you can see, the seat is, I feel like the steering wheel is the correct shade of blue. The seat is slightly greener and maybe a little grayer. Honestly, I don't know too much about it, and it's not too much of an issue. It just felt odd when I brought out these pieces out of the bag and just instantly noticed the difference in color. Here's the back of the vehicle. It can be accessed via these two back doors. It has a little step here for assisting, I guess, the minifigures for access to the back. And it does fit the stretcher. It doesn't really lock in at any point. It just sits there up against these pieces on the side. And you could also chuck in the monitoring device on top of the stretcher. It's not really a spot on the side for it. There is no real separation between the driver's area and the back. It's only the driver's seat that's preventing the stretcher from rolling all the way towards the front. Also, if you wanted to access things inside the back and you can't reach them through the door, you can open the roof and just move things around from up here. There really isn't another spot for this monitoring device apart from leaving it on top of the stretcher. So if you were to have a patient on the stretcher, you could probably squeeze this monitoring device right beside. Yeah, there you go. It's probably not the most secure location for it, but I guess it does the job, especially if you don't want to just leave it on top of him. Yes, there's unfortunately only one minifigure for this set, so if you wanted this to carry a patient or you wanted the doctor to assist someone, you would have to use your own minifigures. So this has been the Ambulance set 7890. There is nothing really special about this set. There's no super unique parts or rare pieces. For me, this stretcher is, I've never had this part before, so it was cool to experience using that. There's plenty of useful pieces in this, however, for other builds. I always find these panel pieces useful. These back doors will have some purpose in some of my builds. It's more of a set that has common but very useful pieces, which is great for if you want to do any mocks. If you want those pieces, I would definitely recommend just buying them off of Bricklink or Bricks and Pieces. It's a simple build, but it is recognizable. You know what it is when you see it, even without the stickers, as you can see right now. In terms of buying it on something like Bricklink or eBay, honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. Use that money to buy some more interesting Lego sets. There is nothing really special about this set. So I've been Brickvon. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll see you next weekend with another Lego review video.